Now, hold on now. We're back on the Law and Crime Network channel. It says here, woman freaks out in P. Diddy trial. Curses, gets tossed from courtroom. Is this somebody yelling at Diddy? Or, like, I don't know, because I know you have the one guy, they were talking about, like the cousin with the free puff shirt and people outside wearing free puff or free Diddy shirts. What the hell? Hey, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we have with us law and crimes reporter Elizabeth Milner, who has been inside that courtroom for every day of testimony and things that are not even testimony related, including an outburst today and apparently someone getting banned from court. Elizabeth, it's good to see you. Let's start with what happened here. So you're in court. What did somebody say? And also, I understand somebody else is now banned from being in that courtroom. Talk to us about it.
What?
Yeah, so Jesse, this happened first thing this morning. It was outside of the presence of the jury. We were actually talking, or not we, as far as the press is going, but the arguments were about Mia's testimony and possibly introducing some jail calls. So I was listening, taking notes, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing screaming going on. And it's from a woman who we've been kind of noticing has been causing a couple of troubles here and there, just as far as court goes. She was removed from the overflow room during jury selection, and she was removed from the main courtroom today during these arguments. And so I'm writing down my notes, I'm jotting everything down, but even just the backstory of this particular woman, we in the press have been referring to her as the MTA lady. It's not necessarily confirmed whether or not she actually works for MTA, but she always kind of comes in with an MTA jacket, and that's how we kind of have remembered her. So I'm just going to give you guys the low that we had kind of had bets with amongst us in the press just about how long it would take before something like this were to happen again, because we were thinking that she would cause trouble just right off the bat. And then lo and behold, it didn't take very long for her to kind of stir up some trouble and for the marshals to escort her out. So from what I heard, it was just cussing, it was yelling, mainly from her. And then I saw just 4 marshals just try to grab her. She was saying things along the lines of, oh, use your gun against me, that type of thing. And she was threatened, I believe, with the taser, but that didn't happen. We didn't see any of that. And so from our understanding is after this incident, after kind of the marshals escorted her outside of the courtroom, as far as what was going on inside for the judge, he went back to business as usual. But from my understanding, she was just kind of dismissed from the courthouse altogether, and likely won't be able to come back in, and likely won't be able to come back in the courtroom too. But even as far as just the incident of some,
I'm gonna just say this, security, you got to be on high alert, because you just never know. You know what I mean? Like when, because I've seen a couple of shots where the car pull up and people that are coming to testify. I just saw earlier the video, what's his name? The stylist dude, there was somebody recording, and there was like, I know somebody's in that car, and they got out the car, and you seen him being walked into the courthouse. You just don't know. I mean, you see in the movies where people get crazy. So yeah, yeah, because when you ban somebody, when you kick somebody out like that, a lot of times they want to come back. When working at Home Depot all this year, we used to catch shoplifters, kick them out, and they would come back. So hey,
somebody revealing Mia's true identity and I guess saying this over a live stream or in a video, that type of thing. That was also brought up shortly after the incident of the woman having the outburst inside the courtroom today. And so what we did learn about that, it was somebody who was actually sitting on our side of the press, not with a NYC verified press credential, nothing like that. But what it's been kind of alleged is that it was somebody sitting on our side who kind of works for a blog or a media outlet, that type of thing, and that after court yesterday was doing this video, doing this live stream, and was essentially talking about Mia and wasn't referring to Mia as her pseudonym, was instead referring to Mia as her true identity. And
damn.
So what AUSA Emily Johnson discussed with the judge today is that she didn't see this individual inside the courtroom today, so there was no further, I guess, talk about what was to happen next. But if this person were to show up once again, then they'll definitely not be allowed back into the courtroom. And I doubt even into the overflow room at this point either.
Well, Elizabeth, that is quite a way to start the day. And let me tell you something. We just got a super chat comment from Donnie ZTV. Great reporting, Elizabeth Milner. So there you go. So you got a bunch of fans online. But talking about that, talk to me real quick, because I know you have to head back into court in a little bit. Eddie Garcia takes the stand. Now, you and I talked about him yesterday, because yesterday he was intending to invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. You know, ears perk up. What's he going to say? What did he do wrong? And he was granted immunity to testify. So this former security guard from the Intercontinental Hotel, what were the highlights of his testimony?
Oh.
Well, I thought Eddie Garcia had a lot of highlighted moments during his testimony. So yes, we did see him invoke his Fifth Amendment right as far as self-incrimination goes, just yesterday. And then we saw him actually take the stand today. And so he was questioned by AUSA Mitzi Steiner. And so the basis, or the kind of the meat of his testimony, had to kind of be surrounded by what had happened on March 5th of 2016. Anyone who has been following this case knows that that was the exact day of the Intercontinental Hotel incident. And so what we learned from Eddie Garcia is that he is now 33 years old. However, at the time that this incident occurred, he was just 24 years old. He was working for...
All right. So I'm just hoping that this outburst that this lady had wasn't some type of distraction. You know, it's tough being on the outside because we're not there. We can't see everything that's going on. You don't know all the words that's being exchanged or said. We can only like guesstimate. But I feel like, you know, we gotta, this case has to take a turn. Because it's starting to go fast now. When you really think about it, them saying it could be like an 8-week trial. We're at the halfway point. We're in week 4. So are they painting a picture of him being a bad person? Yes. You know, is he being accused of some horrible things? Yes. But as far as what he's being charged for, they really going to have to get into that. So I'm going to stop the video right here, because I believe she's about to talk about something else, and I'm just going to make that a separate video. So again, appreciate you guys coming over and watching, and stay tuned for more. Peace out.